Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm so grateful. In today's video, I wanted to talk about resistance. So we would be covering a few things here. What resistance exactly is, where does it come from, and what is the kind of belief system you should be having around it. So I know there's a lot of confusion around resistance out there. What resistance exactly is, how can you deal with it? Because it is something that you cannot completely eliminate from your manifestation process, even if you have a good belief system. Now again, everything being discussed in this video might not apply to everyone. As I repeat in all my videos that everyone's manifestation journey is different. The way people comprehend things is different. Something can be easy for someone, something can be a little difficult for someone else. So take what resonates with you. Okay, so the first thing, what resistance actually is. If I can put it across in the most simple way that you would be able to understand, it is related to your limiting beliefs. These are basically your opposing thoughts. So that is it. It is your existing limiting belief system around a specific area of your life, around a specific topic, around something or someone, around which you also have opposing thought patterns and emotions. What I mean by that is, for example, if you're trying to manifest a specific person, and you know what you want to manifest, right? You have your specifications, you want this kind of relationship, you want this person to be of a certain nature, character, and you are a certain way in this relationship. And you have never experienced that before in your life. Okay, you have never experienced that kind of relationship you have been seeking, which you are now manifesting. Now you want it to be materialized in your reality. But your past experiences are not what you're trying to manifest now. So it is something new to your mind, to your body, to your emotions. Your memory and experience are proofs to you that you have not experienced this kind of wholesome, holistic, beautiful relationship in the past. Okay. And now you're trying to manifest something which is really opposite of that. Maybe you've had negative experiences in the past and the kind of partners that you didn't really align with mentally, emotionally, or physically. And now you're trying to manifest that kind of person in your life that would align with you in all ways possible. So, what happens when you try to manifest that desire by either practicing techniques, coming into that knowing, trying to live in the end, whatever it may be? You are feeling resistance within you. That is your opposing thought patterns. That is your previous belief system that is opposite to what you're trying to create now. Your body, your mind, your emotions try to remind you when you're trying to manifest something around a specific topic like relationships. Your memories remind you that you have never had this. They remind you of your past experiences, okay? And your past experiences, especially if they have been negative, they get deep rooted within you. So negative experiences change your belief system. They bring in a lot of limiting beliefs where you feel that you cannot have an amazing relationship, or men are like this, women are like this, or love is like this, or you never find the perfect love, you have to settle in some way. So all these kind of limiting beliefs, whether it's around that person, whether it's around love and relationships in general, or whether it's about yourself in a relationship, that's where those limiting beliefs, those kind of thoughts and emotions start settling inside you, within you. Now, when I'm trying to come into that knowing that I want to manifest something completely opposite of what I have experienced in my life, throughout my life, with one partner, two partner, three partners, those memories and experiences have, created beliefs in me, and they are deep rooted. Now, when I try to practice techniques, and when I try to affirm, visualize something opposite to what my body and mind knows, right? What I know in my life, that resistance will come up because your desire is kind of in conflict with your reality, with your real life experiences. Previously, you've had experiences that are completely opposite of what you're trying to manifest now in this current reality. So, that is what resistance is in the most simple way possible, where it comes from and why it comes. Now, the most important thing to understand for you who is on this journey of conscious creation is to not be scared of your resistance. And a lot of people out there who are practicing and learning conscious creation kind of don't see resistance for what it is. They have given resistance a kind of scary label that it is something that should not come, it is something that I should not feel, it is something that does not feel pleasant, so I should be finding my ways around it and completely avoid and ignore it. I would personally not advise or suggest you to completely avoid or ignore the resistance you're feeling. I agree it's not pleasant. I agree it feels like a negative emotion. But here on my channel, I usually would suggest you to deal with those negative emotions instead of running away from it or kind of being in a denial mode. And it's the same thing I try to advise for your 3D as well. If you would have seen my past videos, I never really encourage you to, go into a denial mode and ignore your 3D altogether, because eventually that is the place you want to experience your desires in. So, learning how to coexist with that, learning how to coexist with your negative emotions, because as a human, you will never get rid of your emotions. There are a lot of things in the conscious creation journey that feel good in the moment and you can do. But I would advise you not to go into a denial mode, but deal with those negative emotions. And one of that is going to be resistance. And especially if you're in the beginner or intermediate stage, frustration around your manifestation is going to come someday or the other. So, when you're trying to manifest a desire, if you're feeling resistance, it's completely fine. It's normal. First of all, normalize these kind of emotions. Don't try to give it labels such as it's negative, I should not have it, it should never come up. If I'm feeling it, something is wrong. It's the exact same thing with doubts, which I did explain in one of my previous videos, which I will link up here. Having doubts is normal. You are going to have doubts about your small manifestations, your big manifestations, anything that is important to you, and you really want to achieve it, you really want to do it, you really want to have it materialized. It will someday or the other give you a bit of doubt, because we go through a lot of emotions all day. Today you might be feeling really confident in your manifestation process. Tomorrow you might be feeling a bit doubtful. And that's completely fine, because that's not going to stay either. Whenever you feel negative emotions when you're trying to do techniques or trying to come into the knowing, trying to manifest any desire, just see it as an indication. If I'm trying to manifest an amazing relationship that I've never experienced before and I'm feeling resistance within me, I will just take it as an indication which is helping me. Resistance is helping you. Everything that's a part of your manifestation process is there to help you. Your current 3D, which you feel is not so good, is still giving you a lot of help. I can see the 3D for what it is. This does not look good. Okay, I'll come back to myself. My beliefs around this are still in these places. I need to work on that so it reflects outside. My 3D is always indicating me whether my belief system is in alignment with the desire I'm trying to create or not. So, just changing that lens and seeing negative things as something positive that are there to help you. My 3D is there to help me. I always try to see my 3D for the kind of improvements I can make in my belief system. My resistance is there to help me. Whenever my resistance comes up, I know it's an indication for me that my belief system is not aligned to the reality I'm trying to create. So I need to put in a bit more effort. I need to practice more. I need to put in more repetition. So change that lens altogether. If you try to see things as something that is hampering your manifestation process, again, because you are setting the rules, that's what they're going to do. And if you believe that everything around you and every emotion that comes up within you is helping you, are indicators, are trying to guide you towards something better, then that is what they're going to do. So, negative emotions are just indicators, and they are really amazing indicators. If you did not have those negative emotions, how would you even know what you need to do better? For your mind, for your body, to take care of yourself, for your surroundings, how would you know? So don't treat resistance in a wrong way. Don't think that if I'm feeling resistance, it's something wrong. If I'm feeling resistance, maybe I'm not meant for this. If I'm feeling resistance, I would not be able to manifest this. No, it's completely normal to feel resistance. It's completely fine. Normalize it for yourself first. When you see it as something really normal, and when you see it as something that, yeah, I'm trying to manifest this, and because I've never experienced this before, I might feel resistance. But I will work through that. I will ensure I'm putting in the discipline, which includes repetition, persistence in my practice, in my techniques, and the resistance will slowly fade away, just like those fears, just like those doubtful thoughts, just like anxiety. Resistance is not coming up to scare you or to stop you from manifesting. Please try to understand that. It's not coming up to trouble you. It's not coming up to hamper your manifestation process. It's coming up to indicate you, to remind you that you have never experienced this before. What are you trying to tell me? When you're trying to practice techniques and affirm or visualize something that is completely the opposite of what you have been experiencing till now, your mind, your body finds it a bit difficult to accept because they are not familiar with it. Your brain, your mind is not familiar with what you're trying to affirm because the past experiences and memories say otherwise. So, my brain, my emotions, my mind, my body is familiar with what I have been experiencing. I have been experiencing bad relationships. I have been experiencing the wrong partners. So, now when I'm trying to affirm for the right kind of partner, it's not familiar to my body, emotions, and my mind. That is where resistance comes up. It's just that it's something that is new to your mind. It's something new you're feeding to your mind. It's something new that you're trying to replace your belief system with. You're trying to discard your old belief system and replace it with new favorable beliefs that your whole being is not familiar with. So give it the time to become familiar with. Give it time to become comfortable with. You can do that much, right? You can do that much with yourself, with your mind, with your body. You need to give it time. That's where repetition comes into the picture. The more you repeat, the more discipline you bring into the process, you're making it faster. You're making it faster for the old belief system to fade away, the new belief system to come into place, and then it will start playing outside in your 3D reality. So give your mind, emotions, and your body that time, that discipline, so that they become familiar with the new reality you're trying to create. Don't give yourself a hard time because your entire being is familiar with something else, but now you're trying to manifest something else. It's fine. Now, what are the kind of beliefs you should be having around resistance? Okay, it's normal. I'm a human being. I would feel different kind of emotions every day, and I can deal with it. Just those few sentences where you are soothing yourself and where you're giving confidence to yourself, these words have a big impact. While we are explaining it through a video, or if you read it written somewhere, it might not have that much impact, but when you put these things into action, today, if you start today or tomorrow, and you actually put in these kind of sentences in your mind and you talk to yourself in a certain way, you will realize with practice after a few days, you can test it out for yourself. It has a huge impact on what goes on within you. So, resistance is completely normal. Even though I feel like it's a negative emotion, it's a part of my manifestation journey, and it's probably going to come up in any kind of manifestation I do that I've never experienced in my life before. The point of me trying to manifest things into my life, my desires, is because I want them in my life. And probably I have never experienced these kind of things before, like a healthy relationship. So it's fine if my body and mind feels resistance. I'm going to work through it because it's not going to stay forever. It will come, it will go, but I know I can deal with it. It's completely normal. It doesn't have to scare me. It doesn't have to make me feel that my manifestation is in trouble. It doesn't have to hamper my capability to manifest deliberately. It doesn't have to break my will to manifest my desire. Your will should always win against your resistance. When you want something so bad, when you want something so much, your desire, whatever you're trying to create, you really want it, right? When you really want something, there's this kind of inner power that comes within you that says that my doubts, my fears, my resistance, my opposing thoughts are not bigger than my will to manifest. That's the kind of confidence you build when you know manifestation is true, when you know you create your reality, and when you know that this desire is something that I really, really want. I don't want something better, I don't want something similar, this is what I want, and I'm going to manifest it. I don't care if I have doubts, I don't care if I have limiting beliefs, I don't care if I'm having anxiety around it sometimes. I don't care if resistance is coming up when I'm practicing techniques. I'm going to work through it because the more I work through it and put repetition, put persistence, it's going to fade away. Slowly, gradually, but it will fade away. It will pop up sometimes, but it is going to fade away eventually because I'm putting in the work to replace all of that with favorable beliefs. And if your past experience is haunting you, just know it's completely fine. Everyone goes through positive and negative experiences, good and bad people in their life. It's how you come out of it and what you decide for yourself is going to happen next. You're fine regardless of what kind of experiences you've had in the past. Work through your resistance, embrace it. When you embrace resistance and you decide you're going to work through it instead of going into a denial mode or instead of completely finding your ways around it, you're allowing your manifestation process to flow the way it's supposed to in a relaxing way instead of trying to fight with those emotions that are coming up when you're trying to practice being in that end state of having your desire. The fight will always feel difficult. The fight will always feel like a struggle. Let it be and let it go. And by letting go, I mean just sit back, relax. Letting go actually means not doing anything anymore, not putting in the struggle where it's not needed. So ensure whenever you're trying to manifest something, your will is always, always bigger than your resistance, than your fears, than your doubts. It does not matter. My will is so strong that this has to disappear. I'm going to face it, I'm going to work through it, and I'm going to watch it dissolve away. Witnessing your doubts, fears, and resistance fading away, like actually working through it and witnessing it, comparing it to few days before, few weeks before, it's the most sweet experience in your manifestation journey because you realize how much you have grown out of those limiting beliefs and how much progress you're making. So that's all I wanted to discuss with you in today's video. I really wanted this to be a really simple explanation. So resistance is nothing but your limiting beliefs, your opposing thoughts. They come up because you have had different past experiences, different from what you're trying to manifest right now. And it's completely normal. It's going to be there in your conscious creation journey. So embrace it, allow it, work through it, see and witness for yourself how you're growing through it. And don't worry, it's not going to hamper your manifestation at all. And don't worry, it's not something scary. Even though it does not feel good, I know it does not feel good, but it is not something to be scared of. It's going to dissolve away. It's going to fade away. You will feel it randomly sometimes. Even if you're trying to manifest something which is not really so big, you might feel a bit of resistance and it's completely fine. Sometimes it just comes. Like sometimes you have a good belief system around something, but sometimes you just feel that resistance. So it's completely fine. When it comes, let it be, allow it, it's fine. I'm going to work through it because I know I want to manifest this. I'm going to manifest this. And whatever emotions I feel in this journey, I know how to deal with it. So I hope you found value in that video. In case you have any kind of questions around manifestation, you can leave them in the comment section below. I also have my second YouTube channel linked below in case you're interested in content around self-development, not from a manifestation perspective, but in general. My Instagram is also linked below. Whatever I discuss in these videos, the process, concept, terms, everything is uploaded there in a written format. So in case you are looking for a regular dose of motivation, you can follow me over there. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a great week.